Hello and welcome, Katching Secrets Insiders. This week we have some interesting topics. So the UK bond market is becoming very dangerous. Additionally, Coinbase gets regulated in Singapore. So stay tuned if you want to know more about this. And we're investing into our pie again. So welcome again. This is Bernie from Katching Secrets, and I'm giving you a short and sweet update of what's happening currently in the world, in the financial world, in the stock space, in the crypto space, in the economy. And what we're seeing currently is in the UK, still we are struggling, or they are struggling financially in their bond market. So the UK started to purchase all the bonds that are on the market, so that they are stabilizing the prices, they're stabilizing the interest rate. And this seems to work, but they said 2 weeks ago, roughly 2 weeks ago, 1.5 weeks ago, they said this will be limited in time, but I don't believe this. So what we see currently is the yield rate. Let me show you that on my screen here. The yield rate, we always have different kind of yield rates. So you have the 2-year, the short-term yield rate, 2-year yield rate, which is this dark blue line here. Then you have the mid-term yield rate, which is the 10-year yield rate, and then you have the long-term yield rate, which is in this case the 30-year yield rate. And if those are crossing each other, so for example, if the 2-year yield rate is crossing the 10-year yield rate, that tells us we are facing a recession. And this is what we have seen sometimes in the past. We have seen that crossing, so the 2-year, the short term, have been heading higher than the long term. Now this has stabilized again, and now the short term and the long term, they are some kind of stable, but the long term, they are still going up higher. What does that mean? That means that the interest rate on bonds is becoming higher. So basically that means the money that you can make by purchasing bonds is getting higher. That's good for an investor, but it's bad for those who are in debt. So who have loans, who have to pay back their money, because this interest rate also determines the interest rate of loans, of debts, and it is necessary to bring that interest rate up because the inflation is so high. So there is an estimation of inflation, a nice rhyme, for around 13% in January next year, 2023, in the UK. So if we are seeing this, then we need to bring up the interest rate, because the interest rate has always to follow up with the inflation. Otherwise, inflation would start just jumping higher, higher, and higher. So next thing that we have, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. They are cutting global growth forecasts for the next year. They say it's down to 2.7% in 2023, and it was down from 6%. The GDP was down from 6% to 3.6%, so it almost halved from this year. So so the IMF says that we have that we are still facing recession. We are heading in a recession, or at least 2023 will feel like a recession. Now, an important point here is the stock market, the stock world, always predicts or always prices in the future. So if we are going into recession, if the recession is starting, there will be a floor in the stock market. There will come up a floor in the stock market very soon, because this recession is anticipated by everyone now. Everyone is preparing. So if the recession is officially there, if it's officially announced we are in a recession, the future predicts that this recession will be over at some point. And this gets priced into the stocks. And it depends on how hard the recession will hit, how hard the people will be affected. And then if this is determined, if this is set, then we can determine, okay, how long will the recession last? And then the stock market, the crypto market, all the markets, they will start to find the floor, the bottom, and from then it starts getting up. Even though if we have still a recession, because always remember the prices that you're seeing in the stock, in the crypto, is just reflecting the belief in the future. So it never reflects the current situation. For example, a company is always has a certain valuation. So a company is worth based on its assets, on its production, on its employees. So it's worth a certain amount. It's the book value. And no stock that I know is traded at its book value in the at the stock market. It's either below the book value or above the book value. Usually it's above. Currently, we're seeing some stocks are still in the below the book value. So there are interesting investment opportunities. This is what we're doing in our programs. We have our golden menu, for example, is a list that's permanently updated, where you will find some interesting opportunities that are undervalued or that have a nice growth in the future. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below and I will get in touch with you. If you have any other questions, just drop a comment below as well, and I will be very happy to answer them for you. Let's dive into the crypto space. What's going on in the crypto world? Coinbase, the exchange, the crypto exchange, is getting regulated in Singapore. Singapore is an island state, and it's an attractive state for financial companies, for traders, for investors. They have an interesting tax system, and they officially announced that they are regulating now Coinbase. So Coinbase, it is another step in the process of crypto going mainstream, of crypto becoming reliable. Additionally, what we've seen today is crypto.com. They have, I just got an email today by crypto.com. Try to open it up for you. And they say that they will stop. There has been so let me share my screen again. Let's do that here. After taking feedback and concerns from the community into consideration, so it seems they have set up a 24-hour withdrawal lock. As soon as you have set up a wallet on crypto.com, they have locked this wallet for withdrawals for 24 hours. There seems to have a lot of complaints about this, so that's why they just made the option to turn off this feature. I personally think that's an interesting security feature, because as soon as you have set up a wallet and you funded it, and there may be a hack, or that someone got the address of your wallet, you cannot withdraw that money for 24 hours. So this could be a nice security feature preventing you from losing money. Nevertheless, you can turn that off now. But if you do that, if you turn it off, then you will not be eligible for taking part of their account protection program. So they have some kind of protection algorithms going on, and they are paying you back some money if you getting hacked, for example, if your account gets hacked, and you are not eligible for taking part on this. If you don't turn this feature off of the 24 hours. All right, next thing is Polkadot. Polkadot is a so-called parachain, and parachain means you have some. Let me open this up as well. So Polkadot is a parachain, and a parachain means you have a main blockchain, which is confirming transactions, which is finding consensus, and then you have several side blockchains who are relying also on the main blockchain, but they also have their separate blockchain. And this is a very interesting approach in terms of scalability, for example, and for applications, different applications running on the same blockchain. So this is a multi-chain protocol, is called Polkadot. Take a look on that. Its ticker is DOT. It's a very well established project, and I believe that this will be those kind of projects. They have a big future ahead. All right, so let's move to the pie. What's going on in our pie? If you don't know what a pie is, our pie challenge is on YouTube. It's a free tutorial on how to set up a pie. Pie is basically a basket where you put in some shares, stocks, ETFs, and then you just invest into that basket, and you at the same time you invest in all of those stocks and ETFs. So if you want to set that up, then just go on YouTube, search for Katching Secrets, and go into the playlist Invest Yourself to Freedom with a Pie. And let's have a look in our pie, what's going on here. So we have some notifications, high volatility. These just Rivian is a car manufacturer, electric car, plummets 8% after recalling. Meta downgraded, Atlantic Equities downgraded, Meta. So we don't care basically. Still down 8.38. Next week is investing time again, and we are still cost averaging. We're still price averaging our purchase price. And it's always the same as we told you. We have started this basket here at the potentially worst time that you could start investing. And in the meanwhile, we have been in the profits in between somewhere, but as the overall market is, the overall world is struggling, we are still in the negatives currently. And now we keep continuing investing in, beside everything what we hear around, all the fear that spread, all the things that have been told to us by the governments, by the media. There will be, history has proven that 1,000 times, there will be the time where it goes up again. And those who are strong in their mindset, in their psychology, they will master these times. These times, they will be those that are benefiting from that, who will race as the winners out of that. So keep investing, keep going, keep trusting in yourself, keep trusting in the system, keep the rules, so keep going within the rule set, and then you will make your profits, and we will make profits in the pie as well. So next week is investing time again. Next week we will invest one more time in our pie, into our pie. Any questions? Post them into the comments, please. I will be happy to answer them. All right. Having said this, I wish you an amazing week. Have an awesome, profitable, and educational week. Educate yourself. This is the biggest asset that you have. And if you need support with that, if you need support in implementing things, that's where we are coming into play. Just approach us. We will be happy to assist you. So having said this, I wish you an amazing week. Ka-ching! See you. Bye-bye. Please be aware, we are no financial advisors. We do not provide any advice. We only share our experience, and our results are not typical. If we mention any stocks, funds and other type of investments, it is for educational and illustrational purposes only. Most people are unable to achieve similar results to ours. If you want to achieve similar results, you have to commit yourself to systemize, to learn and to stick to the rules.